Shalom, Yasharala. I want to give infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, the salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shah, pushing this truth across the four winds in these last days, seconds, and times. On this clip, I came across some of our history, some of our Israelite history when Rome besieged Jerusalem in 70 AD. You know, through swimming in the scriptures, eating the scriptures, we all know there's nothing new under the sun. Everything's a rerun. And the abomination of desolation is going to besiege Jerusalem again. And I want to just go through this clip. I'm going to bring out some scriptures to filter it and show that, man, we about to go through these same things again. Cannibalism, great death, and our people getting sorely slaughtered. All right, and they'll score just for a minute because our people, they disregard Yahweh Hashem Shai's word. They loathe his laws, his blessed holy laws. And that's why us brothers in the faith, we go hard, man, because we don't want this overcoming scourge to befall us. That's why we prisoners of hope. And we always say, Lord willing, have mercy on us and our household and our occupant. All right? So I'm about to play the clip, and I'm going to just bring out different excerpts and scriptures.
The result was a stunning success. Within 3 days, the entire structure was completed. Morale amongst the Romans was restored, while the Jews were left with a stunning sign that the Roman war machine wasn't backing down. If anything, things had just shifted into high gear. With the completion of the wall of circumvallation, the noose around Jerusalem was finally pulled tight. Previously, citizens had been able to slip out at night to collect supplies from the countryside, but now this proved impossible. Any rebels caught outside the walls were crucified as a terrifying example of Rome's wrath, while even those who defected willingly were often gutted by troops who believed their stomachs would be filled with precious items.
All right. You see, and that's what, see, they would besiege all around about her. And the thing about it, all of this is in the scriptures. Okay? All these things was prophesied. And these same things happened throughout every age. The Babylonians did it. The Assyrians besieged us. All right? And the Romans besieged us. And Rome is going to besiege us again. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 52. All right? And it reads, and he shall besiege thee in thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout thy land, which Yahweh thy power have given thee. Okay? And when he besieges, this is going to happen again. Verse 53, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and the flesh of thy daughters. All right? That's part of the curses. Our people are going to be, in these last days, they're going to become cannibals. And they're going to eat their children. That's why we always say in this faith that this Americanized love ain't shit. Once you apply pressure and all these comforts are taken away, our people don't love anybody. They become brute beasts. All right? Biblical love, keeping the commandments, that's real love. This love, what we have in America, your mama love you, your daddy love you. You look on Instagram, they talking about, oh, this is why I work my fingers to the bone. I do it for the kids. All right, that's bullshit. Overnight, they're going to eat them kids. They're going to kill those kids, those children, all right? Which the Lord thy power have given thee in the siege and the straightness where thy enemy shall distress thee, all right? So we looking here, ancient time when our enemies distressed us. Man, I hate when this happened. I don't know why the fuck it keep doing that.
With precious items ingested for concealment. Inside, the food situation rapidly deteriorated. The defenders were reduced to eating pets and boiling hay. Disturbing reports also mentioned instances of infantile cannibalism.
See, that's what we just read, all right? That was prophecy fulfilled. And the prophecy going to be fulfilled again in our day and time. All right, cannibalism going to come back with a vengeance, man. All right, these so-called parents that love their children so much, they're going to kill them kids. That's why when us brothers in the faith, when we be talking and seeing all these people talking about how much they love their children, we know when these end of time comes according to the scriptures. All right, they're going to turn into brute beasts, man. All right, they're going to be no different than the lions in the Serengeti. When them lions get hungry, they're going to kill another pride and eat lion, eat the babies and shit. Polar bears do the same thing. They get so hungry, they find the little baby polar bears and go eat their asses, man. It's nothing new under the sun, man. These are brute beasts. This is why all this judgment is coming down on our people for loathing Yahweh Shema Shai's law. It's going to happen again.
Place. Now, in the 10th week of the siege, Titus ordered all forces to concentrate their assault on the Antonia fortress. The full-scale assault began with the mobilization.
All right, and this is what's going to happen. These Gurger troopers, robots, they got fucking robots that's going to besiege us. They're going to come to a hood near you, wherever Jake is. All right, wherever, if you're on a fucking reservation, Gad on these reservations, if you're in a ghetto, Compton, you're in a project, the Magnolia, in New Orleans or whatever, no matter where you are, Brooklyn, Queens, wherever Jake dwell, these devils are going to come besiege just like the ancient Romans did in the past, because these are the modern day Romans, okay? They come into a city near you, a hood near you, a bodega near you, all right? And they're going to do the same thing these people did in ancient time past.
Of archers and artillery to suppress the walls, while 2 battering rams moved into position and men armed with crowbars took aim at the foundation blocks of the towers. Despite great efforts made the first day, the Romans were forced to withdraw for the night without making any noticeable gains. Unbeknownst to both sides, however, the heavy activity in the area took a toll on the structural stability of the fortress. The mine, which had previously brought down the Roman siege ramps, had also undermined the Antonia. A heavy rain, combined with the pressure of the men and the machinery at work, provided the straw that broke the camel's back. In the dead of night, the northern wall of the fortress collapsed. At first light, the Romans positioned themselves for a direct assault through the breach. Once again, however, the Jews were one step ahead and had already constructed another secondary wall on the other side. Unwilling to give up the nighttime gift, Titus asked for volunteers to tackle the fortifications head-on. A handful of brave men volunteered, no doubt encouraged by the promise of rich reward. This gang took heavy fire as they ran up to the barricade, but managed to scramble over the top. The attackers proved too few, and with no reinforcements on the way, were inevitably slaughtered. The failure of this mission in full sight of the Roman army sapped their will to fight. A tentative stalemate ensued.
You see, this is another thing. Our people talk about taking arms and fighting down this devil. The Romans had Yahweh Shema Shai on their side, man. All right, that's why they was able to besiege Jerusalem. The so-called white man genetically is weak and he's a degenerate. All right, and compared to an Israelite man, he's weaker. All right, he's not smart. All right, he's the basis of men. Okay. But he had the Most High on his side. The Most High raised up the bases of men to take us down, to take down that pride that we had acquired, okay? He's a subordinate to an Israelite man. He's inferior, all right? So when you Alexander the Greek, all these Roman generals that was over legions, man, they had the Most High dealing with them. All right, they had the Most High at their back, and that's why they was able to take us down. So even though the Maccabees fought valiantly in Rome, the Zealots and the Sicarii and those different factions were fighting zealously, valiantly, the Most High was against them, man. Who could make cricket what the Most High made straight? All right, so you niggas that think y'all gonna fight when these Gurgles, see nowadays, but in these modern times, At least these guys that was fighting in the ancient time, they were still trying to keep the law. Y'all are just more vile. The Sakari and the Zealots were still trying to keep the law. They was going off, yes. But now y'all guys are just abominable. Y'all worse than the heathen. It's gonna be a sore slaughter. What a nigga might have a SK or AK at best. These devils gonna be coming in your section with tanks and drones and robots, man, MRAPs, and guns that you never seen, laser beams, sonic booms. Well, they're gonna pull out the kitchen sink with weaponry you've never seen. Okay, when they hit a hood near you. If Yahweh Shema Shai is not with you, you're gonna be laboring in vain, man.
2 days later, in the early morning, 24 enterprising Romans, including a standard bearer from the 5th Macedonica and a trumpeter, decided to attack on their own initiative. The men silently climbed the ruins of the Antonia fortress and slit the throats of the sentries. With the barricade now secured, the trumpeter sounded a signal. This blast within the walls threw the Jews into a panic as they jolted awake from their sleep. Imagining that the entire Roman army was upon them, they fled to the Temple Mount. Meanwhile, the Roman command was equally confused, but knew something had to be done. Titus, along with his officers, collected picked men from the units and immediately sent them towards the sound of the trumpet. When the Jews realized that the Romans were not hot on their heels, cooler heads prevailed and they rallied. Militias streamed into the courtyard, as it soon became apparent that the real Roman forces would now certainly be on their way. If they gained a foothold in the sanctuary, all was lost. Both sides realized that this was the case and plunged into the darkness towards the passages linking the Antonia to the Temple Mount. Brutal fighting occurred in the close-quarter confines that dragged on for nearly 10 hours. In the end, the fury of the Jews, fed by constant reinforcements, prevailed over the Romans, who sounded the retreat, thus ending the first battle of the Temple.
You saying our people not gonna be fighting valiantly like that, man. All this devil got to do is get some fucking Apache helicopters, drop some napalm with them F-16s, and it's over. Man, he really don't have to use manpower. Our people get crushed like a worm. Like, that's why the scriptures say, "Oh, Jacob, thou worm." Okay? A worm is a defenseless creature. All he need to do is send in MRAPs, a couple robots, and some drones. That's it. He don't have to lose not one life, man. Okay? This devil is a strong enemy. Let me find that. Let me get that. He's stronger than us. Where's this? Psalms 19. That's not it. Bear with me. I'm looking for where it say, my enemy, he delivered me from my enemy who was stronger than me. Here we go. It's Psalms 18 and 17. He delivered me from my strong enemy. For him that hated me, they were too strong for me. All right? So this devil is stronger than us, man. The only way we could get delivered, Yahweh Shema Shai, and the angels have to fight for us. There's no way we're going to deal with this devil with his technology, all right, in these modern times. All right? Our people fought valiantly, but they were still taken down. Now, in these modern times, it's not going to even be a fight with this devil's technology, all right? Let me bring out this excerpt, and then I'm going to start bringing out some scriptures, all right? Just show how they sorely slaughtered our people, man, all right? I'm going to read this to show you how they slaughtered us in 7 AD, and it's going to happen again, but this time it's going to be worse, all right? This is a clip from the Romans' eyewitness history. All right. The Romans destroyed the temple at Jerusalem, 70 AD. All right. No exhortation or threat could now estrange the impetuosity of the legions, For passions were in supreme command. Crowded together around the entrances, many were trampled down by their companions. Others stumbled on the smoldering and smoke-filled ruins of the Porticios, died as miserable as the defeated. As they drew closer into the temple, and this is the turncoat, Cephas. That nigga was a traitor. That nigga probably here right now. In the American Army as a general, Colin Powell or somebody like that. That nigga was a turncoat. He traded us. He was a traitor. Him and that guy Alexander, Tiberius Alexander. All right. We always had traitors amongst our people. And them niggas back in their lots again, man. They probably in the American Army, man, ready to come kill a lot of Israelites, their own people. All right. Where was I? All right. As they drew closer to the temple, they pretended not to even hear Caesar's order. See, these soldiers, these Gurkha troopers, they not even gonna be listening to orders, bro. They're gonna be so bloodthirsty. The Most High, when they say he holding back the four winds, that destruction, those four winds is demons created to appease the wrath of him that created them. Spirits of vengeance, all right? They're going to take hold of these soldiers. These soldiers going to come in raping these women, raping these children, killing these children. They're going to be bloodthirsty. They're going to be like robots. When the spirit take hold of your vessel, you don't have no control. And we talking about righteous spirits. When you read about Gideon and Samson, when the spirit of the Lord got on them, they couldn't contain themselves. Jeremiah said the spirit was on him so bad, it was like fire in his bones. All right, so when you go on the left-handed spirits, it's the same thing. Most High put one of them lunatic spirits on the motherfucker, man. The motherfuckers just want to kill. They not controlling themselves. All right, and this was what was happening during 70 AD. It was just a fucking frenzy, man. A bloodthirsty frenzy. They weren't even listening to their commanding officer, Caesar. All right, who was Titus, but urged the men in front to throw in more firebrands. The rebels were powerless to help. Carnage and flight spread throughout. This was happened to so-called Negroes, all right? Most of the slain were peaceful citizens, weak and unarmed. When this devil come in like a flood, he don't give a fuck. And they were butchered. They were caught. All right, this is what's going to happen to our people. Our people are about to get butchered and slaughtered and raped and spoiled again. And if you're in the right spirit, you're going to like to see it, because how when we come out there and try to teach them the truth of the scriptures, show them their nationality, they threat us. What Jeremiah said in Jeremiah the 18th chapter, shall good recompense with evil? He said, I came out here for your good. And then Jeremiah started cursing their asses out. Like, don't pray for these motherfuckers. All right? Rightfully so. The heap of corpse mounted higher and higher about the altar. A stream of blood flowed down the temple steps, and the bodies of those slain at the top slipped to the bottom. See, it's about to be a great slaughter on our people. It's about to be a slaughterhouse. If you ever been to a slaughterhouse where they slaughtering those cows and those pigs and blood just coming gushing everywhere, that's how it's about to be in these last days when this devil come in and besiege Jerusalem. You so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Latin-speaking people of the earth. When Caesar failed to restrain the fury of his frenzied soldiers and the fire could not be checked, he entered the building with his generals and looked at the holy place of the sanctuary and all its furnishings, which exceeded by far the accounts current in foreign lands, and justly justified their splendid repute in our own. As the flames had not yet penetrated the inner sanctum, but were consuming the chambers that surrounded the sanctuary, Titus assumed correctly that there was still time to save the structure. He ran out and by personal appeals, he endeavored to persuade his men to put out the fire, instructing Liberius, a centurion of his bodyguard of lancers, to club any of the men who disobeyed his order. But their respect for Caesar and their fear of the centurion staff who was trying to check them were overpowered by their rage. See, they was in their frenzy. They had that spirit that the Most High, that was the Most High's anger. All right? The Roman army was a disciplined, methodical, orderly army. That's why they was able to go and conquer so much. But the Most High had put that spirit on them to hate the Jews so bad. That was Yahweh's anger. Yahweh was mad at us for all that going off and rejecting our great king, man. And he put that spirit on them like that. So they weren't even listening to their superiors. They just wanted to see Jewish blood flow in the streets. And I'm saying Jewish. He wanted to see our people blood flow in the streets. Their detestation of the Jews and utterly uncontrolled lust for battle. Most of them were spurred on, moreover, by the expectation of loot, convinced that the interior was full of money and dazzled by observing that everything around them was made of gold. Yeah, man, that temple, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Solomon did his thing, and Ezra and Nehemiah when they rebuilt it. That was something beautiful, man. All right, but this third temple is the body. The third temple is us, man. It's indestructible. Okay, this third temple is the body of Yahushua, the elect men, indestructible, and it's beautiful. When you see these brothers on the highways prophesying, Elder Tahar, all our apostles and our elder brothers prophesying, and the man on the side of you, that's that beautiful temple, man. All right? How beautiful are the feet of him that bring forth good tidings, man. When you look at the men of Great Millstone, that's a beautiful look, man. It's beautiful more than fine gold, man. Okay? When you look at the sit-downs Elder Tahar put on, the sit-downs Elder Ariamla put down, the sit-downs Elder Gabar, Elder Ricard, and the various brothers, the various elders throughout the body, that's more beautiful than the temple that they was at all, that Solomon built. It don't got nothing to do all that wisdom and knowledge oozing out of the brothers. That's the real temple. All right? It's beautiful. Okay? But they were forestalled by one of those who had entered into the building and who, when Caesar dashed out and restrained the troops, pushed a firebrand in the darkness into the hinges of the gate. Then, when the flames suddenly shot up from the interior, Caesar and his generals withdrew, and no one was left to prevent those outside from kindling the blaze. See, the Most High did that. All right? Titus didn't even want to burn down the temple. That was the Most High's doing, man. All right? And he's rebuilding that third temple right now. It's basically built because we're at the end. Thus, in defiance of Caesar's wishes, the temple was set on fire. All right? Because it's not what Caesar wanted. It was Yahweh Shem Shai's will to be done. While the temple was ablaze, the attackers plundered it. And countless people who were caught by them were slaughtered. All right? It's our people just getting slaughtered all the day. There was no pity for age. All right? So all these old gray-haired Uncle Toms, I can't wait to see them get their issue. I can't stand the Uncle Tom. I could bear a homo. I could bear, and I'm saying this, I hate homos. May they all be put to death. They should not be able to live amongst us and breathe the oxygen that we're breathing. But if I had to choose which one I had to whack, I would rather whack Uncle Tom, a traitor, man. I just can't stand a fucking coon, man. I can't bear a homo either. But if I had to choose which one, the coon got to go. The coon got to go, man. I can't stand a fucking coon, man. I hate to look at them. I don't work for some. I don't work with them, bro. They are the worst, man. Sucking, jiving, boot licking Uncle Toms, man. I hate them with perfect hatred. I hate them damn near more than Esau, man. Okay? Where was I? Fucking coons. While the temple was ablaze, the attackers plundered it, and countless people who were caught by them were slaughtered. There was no pity for age, and no regard was according to rank. All right, so everybody gonna get it when this devil come in as a flood. Children and old men. Is that not scripture? Isaiah 9, Ezekiel the ninth chapter. Laymen and priests, all right, alike were butchered. And every class was pursued and crushed in the grip of war, whether they cried out for mercy or offered resistance, okay? And you know they was having their way with the beautiful Israelite women. I bet you they was tearing their ass apart, sodomizing them and shit. Just think about it. They'll probably rape them, get their rocks off, and then kill a bitch. Rightfully so, man. Look at our people, man. Look at these women, man. Cardi B and Meg the Stallion, and just our women rocking on their vibration. So be it, man. Those are righteous kills, man. Though the road of the flame streamed far and wide, the groans of the fallen victims were heard. Such was the height of the hill and the magnitude of the blazing power from the entire city seemed to be ablaze. And the noise, nothing more deafening, the frightened could be imagined. Okay? So this is what's going to happen to our people, man. They're going to be sore slaughtered, man. And it's written aforetime. So let me get these precepts, man. All these things were written aforetime. These Matthew 24, I'm going to start at 15. All right? And when therefore shall Salaki, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, all right, that Roman, that Greco-Roman Empire army coming in your neighborhood near you, all right, that's the abomination. The so-called white man is abomination, all right, and wherever he go, death and hell follow, all right, desolation, okay. Spoken by Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place, wherever the Israelites are, that's Jerusalem, man. Okay? But the holy place is where the elect, they coming for the elect. Whoso readeth, let him understand. All right, this is going to happen again in these modern times. Then let them which flee into Judah flee into the mountains. That's what brothers always talk about, going into the wilderness, man. Just like during the time when Epiphanes came down on the Maccabees, they went into the wilderness, okay? Because we're going to have to get away from all this technology. Now, you're still going to have brothers with accounts that's going to be within the cities. I mean, we're living out a movie, man. Every brother in the 144,000 is going to have a story to tell, you know. So you're going to have brothers that go in the wilderness. You might have brothers that get stuck in the city. You might have brothers that get stuck in a concentration camp. You know, have brothers going to end up getting spiritual powers. This is going to be all type of stories, man. Okay? Let him which is on the housetop not come down and take anything out of his house. All right? That's why everything in this world is vanity, man. All of your job, what you work for, it's all vanity. Our great king said, when you see this shit happening, just get the fuck. Just leave whatever's on your back. Okay? Neither let him was in the field return back to take his clothes. So if you don't even have your children, don't go back for the motherfuckers. All right? This truth make you hard, man. Whatever you lose, you'll get it back 100-fold. If you're in the spirit, you know that. So when shit pop off and your children left in the city, you can't go back for your children. Now, our great king say, go in the fucking wilderness. Get the fuck. Okay? And woe unto them that are with child and give suck on those days. You see? That's why you got to pray and fast. You got a lot of brothers having a baby, having children. My youngest child right now is 6. About to make 7, and I got 1 in the oven, and that wasn't expedient of me. All right, I got 1 that's in the oven, supposed to come out at the end of this month or the beginning of the next month. So hey, I'm gonna have 1 with child, one that's giving suck to the paps. I know that wasn't expedient. You brothers that don't have children, don't go impregnate none of these women. Just the worst time in human history to have a baby, man. Okay? That wasn't expedient of me. But you got a lot of brothers. I got other brothers that you know, they have babies with them in the oven and have newborn babies, you know. So you got to pray to the Most High. The only thing that you can do to get that baby delivered is what you do for Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, and you can read Ezekiel 14 and read that those prophecies, and it say no matter what Noah, Daniel, or Job did, that they wasn't going to save their children. All right, but they were going to be delivered by their own righteousness. So you could do everything right and still lose your children. So that's why us men of the Lord, we prepare for the worst case scenario. In the worst case scenario, we could be martyrs. Okay, be found faithful unto death. All right. But pray that your flight not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. You really got to pray that, man. You have to pray that. It's written in red, man. You got to take hold of every word, every letter, every punctuation, all right, in these scriptures. For then shall there be great tribulation, such was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. So, all right, Josephus documented that it was like 1 million of our people that were slaughtered during the besiege of Jerusalem. So if this the worst time, it's safe to say it's going to be 10 times more than 1 million. You see what I'm saying? It might be 100 million of our people getting slaughtered, because it was like estimated, it was like 60 or 70 million that was slaughtered during just the Middle Passage alone. So Yahweh Shema Shai is going to slaughter millions upon millions of our people in these last days when Jerusalem is besieged, man. Okay? This is Daniel 12:1, and it reads, and in that day shall Michael stand up, the great prince will stand up for the children of our people. You see, that's our only hope, that Yahweh Shema Shai and his angels deliver us, man. The Most High is going to send his angels to protect us, all right? And our great king is going to come deliver us himself. That's our only weapon of war, man. All right, now he's going to pour out his spirit, and brothers that's faithful on 1,000 times 10 going to end up getting some spiritual powers. And when we change as a twinkling eye, all of us going to get it. Lord willing, we're in that righteous number. But as we going through the earth as pilgrims and shit, man, our only defense is Yahweh Shema Shai. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as was never since there was a nation, even to the same time. So, man, there's going to be a sore slaughter on our people. All right, and the righteousness scale is scarcely making. That's why you should be getting built up on your most holy faith, man. Rome is coming to besiege Jerusalem again. The abomination of desolation is upon us, man. Okay? And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, the elect of our people. Though Israel be as the sand of the sea, only a remnant of them shall be delivered, man. Right, 144,000, man, compared to the sand of the sea, man. Wow. You know it's gonna be millions within a third, but those 144,000 men, that's a small number compared to humanity. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. And that's why we do this. This is why we labor. This is why we edify. All right? Through the tear of the Lord, we persuade men, man. All right? These things are going to happen again. There's nothing new under the sun. All right? We about to go through hell, man. So you got to have on your weapons of war, your helmet of salvation, your buckle of the truth. You got your feet guided with the gospel of peace. All right? The shield of faith, the sword of the spirit, man. We got to be ready. Endure hardness as a good soldier, be found faithful unto death. When our great king come back, he want to find faith. So with that, Lord willing to sit down was edifying to the hearers. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Karkadash, and double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai, laboring for their penny. Kwam Yasharala Abba Abba.